Catwoman.
Yeah.
What did you? I'll start with you. What did you think of Catwoman in this film?
Catwoman. Only purpose there is for Michelle Pfeiffer to get in latex and look good. That is all she's there for. She does that well, but that is all she's there for. Her character is the same as actually not the same as the Penguins. It's as underdeveloped as the Penguins.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't go that far.
I
do think that Catwoman is developed in this film really quite well.
I would, because I don't think she because, you know, Selena Kyle is supposed to be this or isn't she supposed to be this cat, like, puts on this facade or this image, like much like Bruce Wayne. Isn't that sort of what's the character supposed to be? She's supposed to be a she's a thief.
Yeah, she's the same as Batman in terms of, well, she's like obviously a more villainous side, but in the comics and the animated series as well, she constantly flicks between. You never know whether she's a villain or whether she's helping Batman.
Yeah,
which The Dark Knight Rises looks like it's doing a bit more effectively in terms of that aspect. But yeah, in this, I think Catwoman. I think they got Catwoman absolutely perfect in this film. The relationship she has with Bruce, and the dialogue, and the mirrored images of the characters. I think that was one of the aspects that the film really excelled at. To be honest,
I thought that felt forced. Their relationship felt forced to me. It felt like they just needed a romantic interest in there, and there wasn't much thought put into how she's going to affect the story. Her character is completely like vulnerable and like Max Schreck. She works for Max Schreck.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, it needs a little more cowbell, but he pushes her out of a window. She's completely vulnerable, and completely like the complete opposite of how I perceived her in the animated show, and she's not confident at all. So where does she get this confidence from as Catwoman? It doesn't make much sense to me, and the way she gets brought back, so she gets thrown out of a window. And lands on the floor. She's dead. Cats come and do something to her. Are these magical cats? Is there some strange property of these cats? Have they drunk the toxic waste from the sewers? It's not explained. They're just cats that come over, do things or do something to Selena Kyle. To make her make her come back. It doesn't make any sense.
I quite like that part of the film. I know it's not explained, and I know it's really far-fetched, but I was way more interested and, you know, involved in the whole Catwoman, Bruce Wayne side of things of the film than I was ever the Penguin. I think Catwoman as a villain was much more developed, but that area of where she is brought back, yes, it's over the top, but, you know, it's based on a comic book, and considering some of the other storylines that go down in the comic books, it's not much of a stretch to say that she was brought back by cats.
But you know, I just think that this should have been explained, and the whole thing, the most far-fetched thing about the film, about Catwoman's in particular, is how she's got 9 lives. That is a complete, like, talking about cats and how cats have 9 lives, that is a complete superstition, and it's superstitious nonsense. You can't just force that. You can't force superstition onto your character as one of your character's traits unless you explain it. Magical cats. it would have been more far-fetched, but it would have explained it.
And again, I actually quite like the 9 lives aspect of Catwoman again.
No!
I think it made for a really, really good finale and aspect to the character, and yeah, I could watch it and not be offended.
Not offended. Just annoyed that such superstition has come into that character's sort of personality, or those are the superpowers she got. I want to know what's so special about these cats, because to me they're very ordinary. My cat wouldn't go up to a random person who's dead on the street and start doing things to make her come back to life. I'm getting so annoyed at this. I should stop. I'm stopping. I've said my piece. I'm stopping.
Hey, when you compare this to the Halle Berry Catwoman, which one would you rather have? Seriously.
I'd rather have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, even though I really don't like it. I prefer Michelle Pfeiffer to Halle Berry any day of the week.
Well, some other aspects of the Catwoman character are like in this film. Actually, thinking back, it's mostly the Selena Kyle scenes that I really do like in this film, and I think that they completely... If there's one thing in the film that they got right, I think it was the Selena Kyle Catwoman character and the relationship with Batman. I think that should have been the main focus of the film, and maybe explain the areas that you had problems with. But scenes where after she's brought back and she comes back to her room and she trashes her apartment, I think that's one of the best scenes in the film, in my opinion, acting wise, and the music as well by Danny Elfman is still great. What are the scenes? It's as I said, it's mostly with her and Bruce Wayne. The Catwoman character is good, and I think the look of the character is a really good imagining of the character. Right. It's mostly lifted from the comics. It's not drastically different like the Penguin was. But yeah, highest praise for me for Catwoman. I think Michelle Pfeiffer was perfect for the role, and honestly, I don't know whether I'm going to prefer Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises. We'll have to see. I think the bar has been set so high for me with Michelle Pfeiffer. I think you much prefer the more realistic take on Batman. I miss the whole kind of comic book feel, and
I mean, it's terms of style. You want to make a comic book movie that's far-fetched, fine. Okay, I'll buy it. But please, please, please explain things. Explain why things happen to characters. That is what I want most. Things explained for me. If things don't make sense, why? Why? I'm perfectly fine with having far-fetched plot, far-fetched characters, a far-fetched superhero film. But please explain things. That's all I ask, and develop characters, and tell a good story. That's all I ask, and I did not get it here at all. Talking about it, I'm beginning to hate it even more than I did the third time I watched it. Talking about it and bringing up all these points, it annoys me. I don't want a film that annoys me. I want a film that gets me interested. I am seriously beginning to hate it. 89, I disliked. Good aspects, yes. Here, I didn't like it. Does not come close. It doesn't come close. Despise is more there are two types of despise. For me, anyway. The despise where Transformers despise, where it's just ungodlike bad, hate, where I went in thinking I'm going to hate this film. And then there's despise, where I go in thinking this is going to be really good, and then think no, Why? What on earth did I watch? What did I just witness? This is not Batman at all. And I hate it.
Ooh, strong words.
Hate. Give in to your anger, Chris.
No, never. I guess my final thoughts on the film really are, I still do really like this film. Again, like when I put the DVD in and that classic Elfman theme came on, I was like, nah, this is Batman. This is Batman right here. And then I watched it again and I noticed a lot more of the problems that you brought up in your 89 review, and that did kind of change my perception and view from what I remembered it last time. But I still really like the film, and I do like Tim Burton's style towards the film. It has its problems, and it probably has more problems than the 1989 one with the Joker. And the villains in this aren't as compelling as the Joker was in the first one. But I kind of like the more comic book feel that these films had. And then obviously it overstepped the mark in the other ones. But I think this did have a really good tone and style, but as you said, the characterization just wasn't there. Batman hardly in it.
Yeah, I really, really don't like it at all. Like this is probably one of Tim Burton's worst films he's ever made.
I don't know if I'd go that far, because I still do like this film, but if you're looking for a Batman film that is very rich in character and a really good character study on the characters and Batman himself, this isn't the film for you. But if you like the whole kind of aesthetic, dark, Tim Burton-y feel when applied to a Batman title, then I think you'll like this film. And yeah, that's really all I can say about Batman Returns.
Yeah, I can.
Final points.
I mean, going back to your point, if you want something that's fleshed out, watch Mask of the Phantasm, which we're getting on to next week, or watch the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yeah,
that's all I can really say. It's not the film for you if you like fleshed out characters. If you like the look and feel, that is completely fine. I will not hold it against you. That is completely fine. You can like whatever you want, but man, I hate this. I think I've ranted enough for
you've
today.
Unleashed your anger.
I have. I've turned over to the dark side. There are Tim Burton lovers, and then there's me. So next time we'll be reviewing Mask of the Phantasm. So we'll get on to that next time. And thanks for joining us for this time for the review of Batman Returns, and we'll see you next time again. All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.